Previously on this season of Live to Give, 24 contestants entered our 5th season of the game with one goal in mind, to win $6,000 for their charity. 8 fans of Live to Give are looking for an opportunity to participate in this once-in-a-lifetime opportunity.
I love the challenges, I love the gameplay, the manipulation, just the creativity that people can think of.
Meanwhile, 8 of Live to Give's most notorious returning players were looking to redeem themselves with this second chance.
This year I'm going to play a little bit more low-key, and it's going to be about building relationships.
Although not all of our 8 famous players had appeared on reality TV, each one of them came to this game fighting for something bigger than themselves.
To be able to raise funds for high school students, to give them those opportunities to see the world is incredible. So I'm very excited to be competing for them.
As the game began, players were surprised to learn that they would be split into 4 tribes of 6, that each consisted of 2 fans, 2 favorites, and 2 famous. After a night that consisted of the strong getting stronger and weak getting weaker, it seemed to be that it was the fans and famous that were getting hit the hardest. That trend continued as players made their way through the second day, with only 2 returning players getting their torch snuffed after a day filled with tribe swaps. When the jury phase began, so did the chaos. Countless blindsides and shocking twists forced players to scramble and adapt to the game that was thrown their way. Throughout the first 3 days of the game, the players realized that they were competing in our most grueling season yet. The contestants had to overcome endless obstacles in the form of physical challenges and emotional decisions and unpredictable twists.
This extra vote can only be used in the final tribal council.
And as the third day came to a close, only 6 remained. Derek. Despite starting this game by going to 4 tribals in a row, Derek has managed to find himself in a good position within this game. It wasn't until he was on the winning tribe that he felt vulnerable and had to start playing a scrappy game. Now that he has made it to the final 6, will Derek be able to continue the act, or is his curtain call approaching?
Automatically, I was underestimated, but I capitalized on that throughout the season so that people would underestimate me and try to use me as a number and carry me through the game. Until I got enough power to be able to do the same thing to them and take them out eventually when I didn't need them anymore.
Elizabeth. Coming into this game as a fan, Elizabeth wanted to prove to herself that she could play with the best of the best. Elizabeth grew throughout the game, figuring out the appropriate times to play with her head over her heart. With the trio of her, Derek, and Angie still in this game, can Elizabeth navigate herself to the end and get the votes to win?
I feel like the strategies I've had, the relationships I have formed, just everything's working. No matter what, I'm gonna be proud of what I did out here. It's just like the excitement and, knowing that I'm playing for my charity, that's just like pushing me to the end.
Lance. This bold fan's journey looked different than most as he only attended 1 tribal council before the jury. Once the merge hit, Lance turned on his alliance, which made him some enemies, all while changing the course of this game. Who will get the last laugh as Lance tries to survive the final 3 rounds?
I'm the type of person in this game who's gonna stop at nothing. When I feel like my back is against the wall, I'm going to play hard. I'm going to, literally give it my all because I'm here for a purpose. That $6,000 for my charity this radiates through my brain at all costs. Like, I want to bring that check home to them.
Jack. This circle player was the first player voted out of the game, but he was given a second chance to fight it out. Upon his return, he pushed his bad blood aside as he focused on the bigger picture. As the only famous player remaining, will he be able to put his skills to the test, or will the master become the student?
I love Survivor so much. I am just a competitor, so being out here, I was so disappointed in going home first, but I still have faith in myself to do better than that. So getting a second chance and proving that I can do better than that is huge. I think of Survivor as, in a sense, one of the ultimate competitions. That's why I fell in love with it. And because I love it so much and want to be on the show, given an opportunity like this, I want to perform at the highest level. So that brings out the most in me.
Angie. A favorite from season 1 back in 2015, Angie came back 6 years later to prove that she has what it takes to win this time around. From the start of this game, Angie frequently found herself with some of the strongest connections, but almost all of them on losing tribes. Before the merge, her, Elizabeth, and Derek formed a tight trio. That didn't stop her from using her charity and the love for her dad as the driving force in her uphill battle. Will Angie continue staying strong and fighting hard, or is she fighting a losing battle?
From where I was 5 years ago, I'm in such a different mental state, but now it's like I know that I'm strong, and I know that my tears mean that I'm strong. It doesn't mean that I am weak in any way.
Slay Rena. Last season, Serena made it all the way to Final Tribal Council, and this time she came in wanting to have fun and play hard. Detective work and challenge wins have been the key to Serena's success, and with one more individual immunity win, she could hold the Live to Give record. Will Serena survive 3 more votes and be the first 2-time finalist?
I'm pretty proud of myself. I feel like I really improved my social game, my social strategy this time around, because that's really what protected me during all of the times that I was sitting at Tribal. Obviously I want the 6K, so the fact that I'm sitting here right now at the final 6 is, I'm really proud of myself. I think, I'm just glad I was able to accomplish my main goal.
6 people are left, but only one will take home the $6,000 check for the charity. Find out who that is tonight on the finale of Live to Give, Fans vs. Favorites vs. Famous.
Is the final 6. We got Lance in the final 6. We got Lance in the final 6. Hey, roll call. Hey. Roll call. We got
Jack in the final 6.
Let's go.
We got Jack in the final 6.
Let's go. Roll call. Roll call. We got. Oh. I just say we got.
Say it again.
We got
Serena in the final 6.
Woo, woo.
Serena in the final 6.
Yeah. Woo. We got
Angie in the final 6.
Woo, woo.
Angie in the final 6.
Woo, woo. We got
Elizabeth in the final 6.
I'm gonna give you another try. Let's go, man. We got
Beth in the final 6.
We got
Beth in the final 6.
We got
Derek in the final 6.
Hey. What?
Derek in the final 6.
What?
Hey.
Hey, final 6, final 6.
Hey.
Final 6. It's the start of the final day of Live to Give. I just have to keep myself centered, keep myself set. At the end of the day, one little thing could happen and relationships get tested. I just hope that I made the bonds that'll get me to the Final Tribal Council. I said that mantra every time I wake up, that Lance, you will be at the Final Tribal Council. And it has got me to this point. And I know that I have the grit, I know I have the wit to get there and win this game. And I just want to make that happen.
Yeah.
But he does love.
I made my girlfriend watch all my favorite seasons of Survivor, and she's made me Dave vs. Goliath, Micronesia. This entire experience has been so surreal. I've been wanting to play Survivor ever since I first watched it when I was 11. It's been a long time coming. Even for this season, it's been 2 years. I never would have expected to get this far. I felt like I would somehow overplay my hand and get exposed and then get voted out by everyone. I guess it's kind of validation that I am a good player and that I am doing something right and that I deserve to win this thing.
Black Widow came out on
So that's recent.
We have $5 Tuesdays.
Yeah.
So this last Tuesday was insane.
Last night, those last 3 tribal councils, those were so difficult because it was just so chaotic. I put my trust in my people that I feel strongest about, and I'm glad it worked out.
150 or higher sometimes, and those are smaller theaters than like the ones that have
horror movies. I don't mind, but like gore, anything like that.
See, I like gore and not horror as much.
My brother didn't tell me.
I definitely think it was an internal battle for me. I think like obviously this game is so external. There's so many elements that you can't think of, like the twists, the people who they're actually going to align with, who's loyal to you. But I think just for me, the biggest thing was trusting my gut, trusting myself, and knowing that whatever happens, as long as I can go into this one and actually feel like I made moves, like I had people, even if like they ended up betraying me, like I feel like I was actually a part of the game and not just like a number all the time.
What's it called?
He showed you Saw.
No, so it was Spiral.
Yeah, I can't believe I've made it all the way to Final 6 out of 24 people. First of all, I think these people might be idiots because I should not have gotten this far, I don't think. As far as Jack is concerned, he got voted out first and he's made it all the way back down to Final 6. So that is an amazing redemption story. I don't even know where his loyalties have lied this entire time. I mean, I would love to be sitting in Final 5 with Lance and Angie and Elizabeth and Derek as well. I feel like Jack maybe is kind of just an outsider there, but again, who knows? Maybe the freaking Elizabeth made a Final 2 with him and she's gonna take us out next, so.
My plan right now is to try to get my alliance to split the votes on Serena and Lance, and then actually flip to Serena and Lance's side and try to execute a 3-2-1 vote. Hopefully send Derek home. Ideally, I'd flip back to Angie and Elizabeth, so then we send Serena and Lance, like those 2 home or whatever, and then I'm in the final 3. Like whether this was for charity or whether it was for myself, I look at it as a game, so I want to win the game. I'm a very competitive person. There could be $0 on the line for charity, there could be $0 on the line for me. I look at it the same way. Charities are getting money whether people stab each other in the back or not. Being villainous doesn't lose charities money, so that doesn't really matter. Charities are getting money. Let's play the game, let's go hard. So once it's all over, we can shake hands, hug it out, go to Cowboy Jack's, get sauced, eat some nachos, have a good time.
Welcome, welcome. Derek, how was the last night knowing you have made it through 3 full nights of this game and are in the final 6?
It feels so surreal. I would never have expected to get this far. I mean, we beat, 18 other players? That's insane.
Pretty awesome. All right, are you guys ready to get to another immunity challenge? All right, first things first, Serena, I will take back immunity. All right, immunity is back up for grabs. All right, this next immunity challenge is called About Time. All of you will be sitting blindfolded in a circle and you will need to keep track of the time in your head. The person that has a stopwatch that is paused the closest to 5 minutes will win individual immunity and guaranteed a shot to win this game. Is there any questions? Okay. When I say go, 3, 2, 1, go. Nicole doesn't seem to be doing much. Everyone's pretty focused. Blindfolds off. I will now reveal the winner of this immunity challenge. Derek and Jack, one of you was 7 seconds off, and one of you made it by 1 second. The winner of this immunity challenge is Derek with a time of 4:59. That was insane.
Thank you.
All right. Derek, congratulations. For the rest of you, one of you will be the next person voted off of Live to Give fans versus favorites versus famous. Grab your stuff, head back to camp.
Well, now what?
The breakaway.
Yeah.
She's breaking like pairs, is that?
I guess.
Yeah.
We can just do 3 pairs.
Okay. Switch it up, yeah.
Does anyone want to talk to me?
I won immunity for the first time. This is my first ever individual immunity, and it feels great. And like winning that challenge by 1 second was insane.
I think that would be the best chance for all 3 of us because like we all kind of agreed. I mean, I don't think any of us 3 were big names coming into this. And I think that we all have, at least from what has happened so far, an equal chance. We've been working together. We've proven that we can trust each other.
Yeah, and I feel like Jack has a good underdog story coming back.
Yeah, that scares me. And Serena and Lance, I really don't know where their heads at as far as jury votes. Yeah. We've had really genuine conversations, me, Derek, and Angie, and I personally would not turn on them unless it got down to the final 4 and one of us didn't win immunity. That's the only time we would turn on each other, and at that point it's just kind of inevitable. But I don't foresee them turning, and maybe that's just me being naive, but I feel like we've formed a genuine bond and we all feel like we're on an equal playing field and have an equal chance at winning. I know, and I think out of Lance and Serena personally, Serena has won 2 already, individual. Yeah, individual, and 3 in total. So yeah, so I think she's dangerous. She told me, Jack, I just kind of know it along, but I think Serena's way more dangerous. I agree, she scares me as far as jury. And I haven't worked with her a ton. Me either.
Part of me probably did kind of go towards Elizabeth when we got into a tribe together, just because I felt like I do see a lot of myself in her, and like especially when she is playing so young, it's like I know how bad my experience was, but like I just did not want that experience for her. Just like feel like I didn't want her that young to have an experience that she didn't enjoy, because clearly that's can do more to you than you think it might. I would really like to bring Elizabeth to the end. I think that she would be the one person that I would for sure want to sit at the final with. I think for many different reasons. I think we both have a shot to win, and I think that she deserves it. She worked her ass off in this game.
Where's your head right now?
I mean, obviously, like, Derek, Angie, and
Exactly.
are getting close with it all together.
They tell me I'm a final 3.
Yeah.
And I know if I go with them, then I'm the bottom.
Yeah.
So I have an idea, but it have to be really subtle.
Okay.
So they were discussing splitting the vote on you and Lance. What if I act like I'm gonna go with that, and then we all vote Angie? 3, 2, 1.
Okay.
Because I don't know what else we can do.
Yeah.
Because like, it doesn't make sense for you guys to turn on me, because then they're just gonna pick you off. It
Yeah.
doesn't make sense for me to pick you guys off, because then I'm just the bottom of that group.
No, yeah, for sure. I mean, that's what I was thinking as well. I have no idea where Jack's head has been this whole entire game, so that's another thing. If I was sitting next to him in the final, I have no idea what he would even say. I wasn't with him very long. I only got on a tribe with him for the round where I got picked where they publicly voted me to be on their team, and then we won the whole time, so we wasn't really strategizing at all. So that's the tough part for me.
I'm trying to,
I think our best bet right now
Yeah,
would be
like-
vote Jack out right now. Yeah. Because I think he's good at challenges, and we have a better chance of beating the 2 girls in challenges over him.
That was my proposition. I just, have you like grasped like the relationship of the girls though, like at all?
I have 2 final 3 deals right now. One with Angie and Elizabeth, one with Serena and Lance. I told Serena and Lance that I love both of them, which is true, and that I want the final 3 to be the best players.
Yeah. And that's what I say. I just really like over the course, like I really enjoyed seeing your game. Like honestly, when I was your age, when I was your age, I just saw like I see a lot of myself in like you at that like young, because I like you breathe, smell, love Survivor just as much as I do, and it's just like I know how much it means to us to like be out here playing this game.
I mean, we're fans.
Yeah, exactly. The thing is, Derek is just as smart of a player as me, so for him to want to get rid of Jack is the outlier. So he'll be in the middle of 2 groups where like Angie and Liz will bring him to the finals, as well as he would think that me and Serena would by sparing us, saying that Jack is targeting me and Serena. The thing is, when you don't have too much leverage in the game, sometimes you have to move and shake and let other people control the narrative for a round or 2.
I know that you and Elizabeth and Derek probably have a final 3, but just throwing it out there would be amazing for all girls to be sitting at the end. I did think about that for sure. You know, Derek, last night with the touchy subjects, he was like, people thought like he was the hero of the season. They wanted him to find the idol. Like everybody's rooting for him. So I feel like, at the end, if anybody's sitting by him, he's like most likely, or at least a big threat to win. So I'm just throwing that out there. I would love to sit with you and Elizabeth, or you and Lynn. It would have to be another female winner. Yeah. Ideally, I want to sit by Angie. I kind of want it to be all girls. I feel like that would be awesome to have Angie and Elizabeth, or Lance. I feel like, Lance has a great story and he can really talk, so I kind of don't want to sit by him, but I want to pitch to Angie and Elizabeth, like us girls sitting at the end together, because, Derek, we saw it last night in the touchy subjects. People think Derek is like the hero of the season, so I don't think they would want to sit by him at the end if they want to win.
Yeah.
I'm good with this one. Like, we don't need to scramble. I mean, I know they threw out my name to you, and they threw out your name to me. Yeah. Which doesn't really make sense, because if they were...
They haven't told me anything, that's why I want to talk to Serena.
Yeah,
because I want to see what their actual story is on who they're voting.
Yeah. So, I mean, honestly, Derek probably would have been the ideal target, but Derek won immunity. I think Angie's a bigger threat than Elizabeth, and I think Angie's played a pretty underrated game. Also, Angie and Elizabeth are a decently tight pair, so that's not the worst thing in the world either. But I think once she goes, it'll be... I feel like Derek and Elizabeth might be a little upset with me, but like I think they'll also realize we'd still need to get Lance and Serena out, which would be my next 2 priorities.
This is it, right?
This is us. I want to go to the final 3, you guys. So bad.
I was telling her, I think we all have a fighting chance in this. Like, if we go together, like, we can just, like, duel it out. There's nobody that's a upper or lower.
This is a ass statement, but there's one person in this game that might stop us from being the final 3. Who's that? Jack.
You think that
he could win challenges?
He is. I feel like we've always had an alliance, but he has sketched me out from...
I mean, we voted him out.
Yeah.
So he has unfinished business with us. I think trust matters less now, because at the end of the day, everyone's just trying to get to the end with the people they think they can beat. But it's also important because you have to think numbers. Next round, everyone's thinking about Final 4. No one wants to go to the Final 4 with a duo. We could take a shot right now. He would never expect it. Because then we have majority Final 5.
And we're all on the same page. Yeah. Like, I feel like we've been loyal the whole entire time.
That's what we have to do. My only issue is what if he has a final, because I was up late.
Do you want to split it then?
Because I couldn't fall asleep. So
let's split it.
Let's get them to do Jack.
I already did.
Okay, so they're doing Jack.
Yeah, just in case.
So should we do 1 more Jack and then 2 on Serena?
just because she's better at challenges.
Right now, I've heard between Serena and Jack, they both have a really good chance of winning immunity, so that's what we're kind of worried about. As of right now, we were thinking of splitting the vote between the two of them.
And I need to tell you something. He just pulled me aside and told me that when he rejoined the game, he got an idol. So I just acted like happy for him because he's worried about you and Angie being a duo. So he was like, yeah, next round we need to pull in Lance and take them out, but if he chooses them, at least we have the idol. So he wants to take you guys out next round. Okay. But we just have to act normal. Because he said that if he gets any like sus vibes, he's gonna play it tonight. The plan is me, Serena, and Lance are voting for Jack. Elizabeth and Angie are voting for Serena because Jack told me that he got an idol when he rejoined the game. And if that's true, and he uses it, I need a backup plan. I am not losing Angie and Elizabeth. So that's why they're both voting for Serena, who's good at challenges, extremely likable, and went through my bag. I have unfinished business with both Jack and Serena, so knowing that one of them is going home tonight, it's music to my ears.
I haven't talked to her yet.
I mean, we talked first. They want to split the vote on it too.
Yeah.
I'm acting like I'm all for it. But Serena and I thought maybe the three of us could vote. We could do a 3-2-1.
Yeah. Oh yeah, because they'll do. Yeah, because they think you're doing one of the 2-2s.
It'll be 2-2-2.
Why you think they want to split the vote?
Because they're worried about you and I know. But I also am like encouraging them to split it so that way I can flip to your side.
Okay.
Right now, I'm not super comfortable, but right now I feel like we have the best. I've talked to the people I need to talk to get a couple plans in place. My goal for this round is to blindside Angie with a 3-2-1 vote. That way, the duo remains in the game. I could go back to Derek and Elizabeth, and I think I could solidify a final 3 with them. Obviously, they'll be a little bit pissed, but I think that's the best move for my game because I know what Derek, Elizabeth, and Angie are all super tight, and I would be the bottom of their group.
I was just telling Angie, I was like, it'd be awesome to like get us 3 there. Yeah, exactly that. Like, that would be pretty amazing because it was just us 3 at the merge. I know.
Against 9 guys.
Yeah.
And then we are all the way down to evens.
Yeah.
And if we take out Jack,
Then
we're just
we're
2 steps closer.
yeah, definitely.
I know that Elizabeth, Angie, and Derek are definitely have a final 3. So I also want to talk to the girls. I literally don't have like any final 3, any final 2 right now.
That would be pretty cool if all 3 of us girls made it after. We were talking about that earlier. That would be crazy. Yeah, we've been down ratio the whole entire time, so we just like a couple more. Yeah, it would be awesome. I would be down with that. That would be so cool. I think it would be so cool, like, you know. And we could just duke it out.
Yeah. Yeah, whatever happens. I'd be very happy to lose to both of you. So.
Okay.
She said, okay, yeah. You will. Right now, I feel like anything could happen. I really just feel like at the end of the day, like, I will be happy with whoever makes it. But it's just like, obviously, I want to make it to the end, like, duh. But I'm not confident that I'll be around for another round.
That's what Derek said. Okay. So Jack hasn't told me that. So I need to talk to see if he's gonna tell me.
Yeah, that's a good idea. But so we're still Serena, us, and then everybody else Jack.
Yeah, in case he does play it, but he needs to 100% think that Derek is voting for Lance.
I'm definitely nervous. I mean, there's only 5 people you can vote for. I still feel like I'm a pretty big target. It's crunch time, so I think everyone has a reason to be nervous. And honestly, if I was the other 3, I wouldn't be super opposed to taking me out. That way you have 3 against 2, and then it's easy to run that. So I gotta stay on my toes. If I catch anything suspicious, I might pull out some shenanigans at Tribal, but yeah, we'll see what happens.
Derek talked to you?
I haven't talked to Derek yet.
Okay.
He said that they're gonna try to split it on us.
Well, Derek told me that an alliance was formed a while back. It was the trio, so him, Elizabeth, Angie, Jack and Ryan. You know, Ryan went last night, and we were just there, outliers, which is understandable. The thing is, he wants to flip, and he wants to sit at the end with me and you. Do you believe that? He wants to take a shot at Jack this round. But Jack is not telling us that he wants to vote out Angie and be with us. What one you believe more? I know the person that's telling me the truth is Serena. We have been clumped together just because of our relationship outside of this, and people pegged us to be working together. And initially, like, I overheard a conversation that Serena wanted me out freaking pre-jury before, so she wouldn't even have to deal with a connection in the game, which is understandable because I felt that would be a downfall for me, having a friend in the game. But when people peg people together, you almost have to make that happen. So now that we are together and perceived as a pair, we might as well rock and roll as one. Me and Serena just have to communicate and figure out which plan is the best to get us further.
And I'll bring in the members of our jury: Andrea, Savannah, Daniel, Janaki, Elaine, Megan, Cam, Bergen, Elder, Ryan, Carter, and King James voted out at the last tribal council. Derek, first things first, congratulations on winning immunity. Angie, was that kind of harder? I mean, since you guys haven't really been eating, did that affect, do you think, how you guys were counting and thinking during that challenge?
Oh yeah, definitely. I think like the lack of sleeping and eating both, like it's just like your brain isn't really working. I'm forgetting like words that I feel like I should know at an elementary school level.
And Serena, how does that affect the game now at Final 6 when your brain is going haywire?
Yeah, it's been a pretty much scramble in my brain for a long time. At this point, at least there's like less conversations to have. There's only 6 of us here, so it's not like you have to talk to 15 other people. So in that way, it's a little bit easier, but also those conversations are really important. You have to get out what you want to say pretty quickly.
And Jack, has there been talk of split votes, of throwing votes on for potential idols for the last round of this game?
Yeah, I mean, you always want to consider idols and advantages that might come into play. So, you know, I feel like Lightning McQueen zooming around the racetrack of the woods, and I stop and I'm like, does anyone have idol? Like, what's the move? And I take off, like the little Italian car, like changes my tires real quick, and I zoom off to the next one. So yeah, you want to cover all your bases, and it would be, even if there's no idols in the game, it would be a little foolish not to even like think about them.
And Derek, at this point in the game, you guys are obviously looking to the end. How do you go into this tribal, and what do you base your decision on who you vote for, especially since you're safe for this round?
Everyone has their own game plan on who they want to sit next to and how they want to get there. So it's so complex back at camp.
And Elizabeth, as a fan, you come into this game new. Have you learned throughout this game how to trust your gut?
Yeah, I feel like, being paranoid about it isn't going to get you anywhere. You just have to kind of trust your gut, go with your instincts, and hope that you're not going home at the end of the day.
All right, Angie, you're up.
Angie, you're a sweetheart, but don't forget, revenge is best served on ice.
That's how the votes. Alright, if anybody has a hidden immunity idol and would like to play it, now would be the time to do so. Alright, I will read the votes. First vote. Angie. Jack. Serena. That's one vote Serena. One vote Angie. One vote Jack. Serena. That's two votes Serena. One vote Jack. One vote Angie. Jack. That's two votes Jack. Two votes Serena. One vote Angie. One vote left. First person vote off vote to give fans versus favorites versus famous. Jack, can you bring me your torch? The next person voted off of live to give fans versus favorites versus famous. And the 13th member of our jury, Jack.
Nice move, you guys.
Great game, Jack.
Another 24th, huh?
Jack. Charlie spoken. Time for you to go.
Not mad at Derek for making a move on me. I think that move served him better than it served Lance and Serena, because I think at this point Derek's just going to take Angie and Elizabeth to the end. So it always sucks not coming away with a win, but making it to the final day compared to going home night one, you know, can't complain too much for that. Sixth place, so.
Welcome, final five. All right, Derek, first things first, I will take back immunity. Is that your first one?
Yeah.
Nice. All right. Immunity and reward is up for grabs. This challenge is called Bet on It. Each of you will be starting out the game with 10 pebbles. Each round I will give you the name of a player in the game. Then I will be giving you a trivia question on them. You will then determine how many pebbles you want to wager on that question. I will then ask the question, and if you get it correct, you will earn as many pebbles as you have wagered. And if you get it wrong, you will lose those pebbles. The player with the most pebbles at the end of 5 questions will win individual immunity and reward, which is a $75 check for your charity. All right, for immunity and $75 to your charity. Are you guys ready to get to the challenge? Yeah. This question is based on Elder. All right, when I say reveal, 3, 2, 1, reveal. Lance, how many did you wager?
2.
2. Derek?
2.
2. Elizabeth?
2.
2. Serena?
2.
2. Angie?
1.
1. All right. Elder's question. What state did Elder live in for 6 years as a child? All right, when I say reveal, 3, 2, 1, reveal. We are all over the board. Lance says Texas. Derek says Missouri. Elizabeth says Illinois. Serena says Idaho. Angie says Kentucky. The correct answer is Wyoming. Everyone is incorrect. Close, Elizabeth. Next door.
That's embarrassing. Sorry, Elder.
Everyone is at 8 except Angie, who is at 9. Next question. This question is about Jack. When I say reveal, 3, 2, 1, reveal. Lance, how much do you wager?
3.
3. Derek?
3.
3. Elizabeth?
1.
1. Serena?
1.
1. Angie?
2.
2. All right. Question is, what TV show was Jack on? All right. When I say reveal, 3, 2, 1, reveal. Everyone says the circle. Correct answer is the circle. Everyone scores their points. All right, just an update on scores. Angie, Lance, and Derek all have 11. Serena and Elizabeth both have 9. You have 3 questions left. This question is on Carter. When I say reveal, 3, 2, 1, reveal. Lance, how much do you wager?
2.
2. Derek?
2.
2. Elizabeth?
3.
3. Serena?
3.
3. Angie?
3.
3. All right. Question for Carter is, what is his real first name?
Oh my god.
When I say reveal, 3, 2, 1, reveal. Lance says James. Derek says Carson with a question mark. Elizabeth says Jeff. Serena says Matthew. Angie says Curtis. One of you is correct. The correct answer is Jeff. Elizabeth scores 3 points. All right, just an update on scores. Elizabeth, you have 12. Lance and Derek, you have 9. Angie, you have 8. Serena, you have 6. All right, 4th question is gonna be on James. When I say reveal, 3, 2, 1, reveal. Lance, how much do you wager?
4.
Derek?
4.
Oh my God. Elizabeth?
1.
1. Serena?
3.
3. Angie?
1.
1. All right. Question for James is, what state did he grow up in? What state did James grow up in? Three, 2, 1, reveal. Lance says Illinois. Derek says California. Elizabeth and Serena both say Minnesota. Angie says California. Correct answer is Michigan. Everyone incorrect. All right, an update on scores. There's 1 question left. Serena with 3. Lance and Derek both with 5. Angie with 7. And Elizabeth with 11. Final question is on Cam. If there is a tie after this round, we will go to a tiebreaker question. 3, 2, 1, reveal. Lance, how much do you wager?
5, go big or
All
go
5.
home.
Derek?
5.
Oh. Elizabeth?
4.
4. Serena?
3.
3. Angie?
6.
6. All right, the final question of this challenge is, who is Cam's favorite singer? Who is Cam's favorite singer? For immunity, a 1 in 4 shot at winning this game, and $75 to your charity as well. When I say reveal, 3, do you want to rewrite something?
No, I had 6 options and I just erased the ones I didn't have.
When I say reveal, 3, 2, 1, reveal.
Oh, I know it now.
Lance says Taylor Swift, Derek says Beyonce, Elizabeth says Ariana Grande, Serena says Britney Spears, and Angie says Ariana Grande. The correct answer is Ariana Grande. Yay! Elizabeth, congratulations. You've won immunity for this challenge.
Congratulations.
Elizabeth, congratulations. Immunity is yours. And a $75 check for your charity. Thank you. Awesome. All right, the rest of you, one of you will be the next person voted out of this game and become the 14th member of the jury. Grab your stuff, head back to camp.
Yeehaw.
I mean, like, I don't know. I think I've probably told you guys, but this is like my first time actually camping. Like,
Really? This is mine too, actually.
Don't you guys live here? Yeah. I've been to like
exactly.
camper,
I live in like
but that's
the
all.
suburbs.
You guys went in like
Woodbury.
Girl Scouts or Boy Scouts?
This is my third time with community. If I'm able to make it to the final 3, I feel like that's a really good thing to show my well-roundedness as a player overall. And the 3 so far that I won have been at very important times. I mean, the first 2 were chaotic votes, and I mean, anyone at those tribals had a chance at going home. I really needed this right now, so I'm happy with it.
I'm so glad you won.
I was the Carter one.
Yeah. How did you know his name is Jack?
That's his dad's name, so that's the only thing I could logically think of.
Yeah.
So
that makes sense.
I knew they were talking about splitting the votes on me. I would like to know who exactly put my name down, who put Angie's name down. I think it was Jack. I think he thought that me and Lance were really going to vote with him. I'm glad he didn't have a freaking idol because I would have gone. Yeah, I want to know. I want to know who those names are.
Like the last tribal, I wrote your name down because we were worried that Jack had an idol.
Yeah, I already knew my name was going to get written down.
It's just, how do you feel now? What are you thinking?
I still want to, if we can do the girls, I would love to do that.
I think that would be good too.
I think it would be awesome. I guess it's just up to who you guys want to vote. Derek's the hero of the season. Derek, we want him to get the idol, whatever. But I also understand, like, if you guys probably already have had like a discussion about a final 3 and you want to just save until the end. But yeah, that's my pitch.
I'm worried about, jury type stuff. Going into the merge, there were 3 girls, and if all 3 of us made it to the final 3, nobody would really expect that since we were going up against 9 guys.
They see our threat level at a certain level, but I feel like they've been closer to you, so I feel like they would come up with you. But if we're going based on like what we talked about last round, so our option is, Angie, but it sucks. Are you still good with that?
Come with you guys?
Yes.
That's what I wanted to tell you. It's really straightforward. We just gotta drill into Serena that they voted for her last round.
Yeah, I feel like last round showcased that the girls voted her. Like,
I needed to surround myself with shields, but not necessarily good gameplay shields, but duo shields. Because I don't have any of those.
And you know what? They're a duo too. Yeah. Angie and Liz.
It would be kind of stupid for them to vote me out at this point because they're both duos. They're both known entities in this game, and going to the Final 4 with another duo is incredibly dangerous.
I think me, you, and Serena have all carried our own weight this season.
Yeah. And like, not taking nothing from them, but I feel like they were definitely the types of people who more so was like, okay, like, we're fine with that. Like,
I don't think they did anything wrong.
Yeah.
Whatsoever. I just think none of them have ever like led a move. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
So I mean,
what he told me about the 2-2 split was actually legitimate. Derek is really serious about working with me and Serena. So I feel like this round really helped me get a good grasp on my end game. Derek showcased his trust and drew his line in the sand. He knows that he has to strike at Andrew or Elizabeth. Derek is obviously a jury favorite, so it would be tough to like beat him in an end scenario. But the thing is like sometimes you have to take that like mindset out and find the people that's giving you the authentic, genuine relationships that could get you to the end. I'm okay with being at the end with the best of the best because I feel very confident in my game and I feel very confident in articulating my game.
I think a move needs to be made. I'm down to try to go to the final 3 with you. I don't know, this might be a really bad decision, but I feel like I just Derek scares the shit out of me. Honestly, you and Lance do too. Just make it fair. I think that's fair in a friendship. I would be willing to discuss getting Derek out. And then having it be like it would be like an all of our game move kind of thing. Yeah.
Yeah, no, so I think at the beginning of this game, I really wanted to just like find my people, like my Derek, Megan, and Elizabeth. I feel like part of me has taken this game a little bit too personally sometimes. Clearly that didn't hinder my game. I don't know if it necessarily helped, but it did give me a different side of things to look at. When you feel like you're alone, you have to remember your charity, like what you are fighting for. Like you have to keep that in mind, because there's so many people that like you might not be able to trust, or like you think that you might trust fully and they might not be on your side, and you just have to do what is best for your game, because that's your charity that you're playing for.
Derek scares me. I'm afraid it's too late, but I feel like this is the last shot we get, because if he gets immunity, it's done. And like I was gonna, like if it's just us three at the end, like what kind of fun is that? Like I said, we've been working together for so long. So I don't know, I'm fine with that if you guys are. I just like know that I feel like looking at every single person here. I'm so proud of you for even making it this far. Like,
We should try to have a final 3 all girls. I made my points about Derek. I feel like, maybe the jury is rooting for him. That was kind of my pitch to Angie and Elizabeth.
I think Lance is a better strategic player because he was the figurehead of the cam blindside.
Yeah.
But Serena's like better at challenges.
Yeah.
So like thinking final 4.
Well, yeah, because either one, whichever one makes it, knows that they have to get immunity, because by now I think it's pretty clear that me, you, and Angie are together. Yeah, the only thing that Lance had pointed out was that he does seem to have some enemies, and I feel like that might be true.
But
It's either between Serena and Lance. We're leaning towards Serena because we know that she has won 3 immunities. If she wins the next one, then one of us would have to go home. I guess it hasn't really been my priority to think about what my resume is, but it's definitely something I should be doing now since I have immunity and I don't have to worry as much for this vote.
I don't know. I'm honestly fine with either. We should probably talk to Angie.
Yeah.
To see where she's thinking, because I'll do whatever you guys want at this point. Like,
it's been us 3 since as long as I can remember, and I want it to stay that way. So
it's been such a journey. It's been so.
I knew in the beginning of this game that I would be underestimated and I would be carried along. I capitalized on that information and kind of built an army out of it.
We were just listing pros and cons of everything, essentially. What are you leaning toward?
That's weird.
Well, Lance already told me you're an enemy. So it seems like it's you they're voting, unless they're lying to me.
It's hard to know at this point. I feel like they're very aware of this.
Yeah.
There's no point in hiding it anymore.
Yeah.
Unless they have an item, but there's nothing we can do about that.
Yeah, we just have to let her cook.
I'm locked down with this 3
Me too.
much.
Me too.
Do we want a name now, quick? Let's just say a name. What do you think? Serena? You want to do Serena? Okay, I'll do Serena.
I have been with Angie and Derek for as long as I can remember in this game. They've stuck loyal to me, I've stuck loyal to them, and I want to prove to them that I am loyal. We feel like we all have a pretty equal chance. We've all played similar games. We weren't big names, so we felt like we had to prove ourselves.
Final 5. So, I know I have the grit, I know I have the gameplay, and I know I have the moves on my resume to get myself the win. What do you think? That would be like a huge move.
If everybody thinks Derek is like the hero of the season.
100%, because when they walked in, you saw Bergen was like, he ain't Derek, got the idol.
Yeah.
So I was thinking of possibly seeing if you'd be open to it. But I don't want to bring it to Angie and then she can tell me.
The community that these reality shows have created, the friends that I've made, whether it's online or during the seasons. I never would have come to Minnesota any other time in my life, probably. The game is important to me because I've created a lot of really important friendships that I hope to, see through the rest of my life.
We didn't let that story be written for someone to just get an easy, peasy, deasy win.
Very happy if somebody made a comment towards them.
Exactly. At the end of the day, it's almost like writing his story.
I haven't talked to Elizabeth yet, so if I don't get to talk to her beforehand, I'm just like warning her.
It's us 3 no matter what.
Yeah, like we have it.
We have
I trust you guys.
I will do it. For him, like how I'm voting, and but just know.
Okay.
I got you.
You think you guys are?
100%.
I just don't want this to
we need to try.
like I do trust you guys.
No, 100%. No, I'm not lying to you. I promise.
I feel really good about where I'm sitting right now. Lance and Serena, like we have a good connection, so like I feel like we have a good vibe. Like I don't know if they would necessarily take me, but I'm not counting it out either. Elizabeth, Derek, and I are still here, which I think like our loyalty has shown throughout this whole entire game.
I do want to tell you something. Yeah. Do you remember the round where we did like the duos challenge and then like 2 people went? It was like,
Yeah.
Brandon said something along the lines of like, it's the season of 2s. You know, there's been a bunch of double eliminations.
Yeah.
There's been that twist. This might be a final 2 season.
Yeah. Yeah, you have been bringing that up, and I do feel like that makes sense then if he says that.
Like, there's been so many doubles. I feel like that. I know that's like to speed it up, but this is more doubles than Live to Give has ever done before.
I definitely think I've gotten better at trusting myself throughout the game. Saturday morning, I woke up and I just felt like this is it. Like I have to be in this, because if I keep on doubting myself, I'm going to ruin the game for myself. It's not even going to be anybody else who ruins the game for me. It's going to be myself.
Being said, are you thinking? I didn't want to I feel like I didn't want to assume, but I'm assuming that we're sticking orange from the beginning.
I love Elizabeth so much. And if it's a final 3, perfect. That's best case scenario.
I agree.
But if push comes to shove,
She's so sweet, and she's not done anybody wrong in this game.
she's gonna win.
No, she's literally not done a single thing.
I know. It's just so. I don't want to have to do it. I want a final 3 so bad, but I'm just saying, like, long term, if that happens, like.
No, I agree.
I made a final 3 deal with Lance and Serena. I also have a final 3 deal with Elizabeth and Angie. I had a final 4 with Megan, Angie, Andrea, and myself. I've had so many deals in this game. If I have to betray them, so be it. This is a game, and I think at the end of the day, everyone's gonna understand that. I just hope that the majority of the jury, if I'm in the finale, respects the game that I played. Even though it might have not been what they would do, it's what I thought was necessary for me to be in this position.
Yeah.
I feel like they're voting me.
Yeah, we were just trying to guess who they're voting for.
I think Serena's leaning me.
Yeah,
Either way, we have 3 right here.
Yeah.
We've got 1 more round. Serena's gone. I think we can beat Lance in the challenge.
And whoever it is, they don't have the numbers. No.
Me, Elizabeth, and Derek, like I've said since the beginning, like we need to do it. But at the end of the day, I feel closer to Elizabeth than Derek. Everybody there has talked about how the jury, like they all looked super happy when he got immunity, so I feel like he's their number 1. So I feel like that needs to be done, but I don't know if I can do it right now, because then it's just gonna be me, Elizabeth, versus Lance and Serena. Serena also, I feel like she might be a big threat too, because she's kind of the underdog. Like, so if she makes it through, she could get the votes. If I decide to do Derek, I don't think I can tell Elizabeth, just in case they are closer and he has an idol. And that is gonna be really hard, because I feel like she's my number 1, and I don't want her to, like, I just don't want this experience to be ruined for her. Like, at the end of the day, like, we've made it so far. Like, whatever happens at this point. I'm so proud of her. I'm so proud of myself. Like, I care more about that than this game at this point. Yes, I want to win for my charity, but like, I don't want to. I don't know. I feel like either way, I'm just stuck and I don't know what to do.
I'm not bringing the members of our jury. And Jack voted out at the last tribal. All right, Elizabeth, you are wearing immunity. You kind of came into the merge, especially with Angie, off of that kind of Pagong tribe. You guys had tribal after tribal after tribal. How does it feel now to be sitting in the final 5, guaranteed final 4? Did you expect that to happen?
I didn't expect this at all. I mean, there were multiple times I was really worried about going home. It feels really good to be here, but it was not an expectation of mine at all. Surprised.
And Derek, at the last tribal, we kind of saw a multitude of votes going everywhere. With 5 people, is that possible at this tribal as well, do you think?
I'm not actually sure. I think if anything, this vote might be like a 3-2, but I'm not sure. We'll have to see.
So Serena, when Derek says that he thinks it's a 3-2, when you hear that, does everyone expect that they're in that 3? Or are you nervous that you could be in that 2?
I mean, it was 3-2 to 1 last time, and I was in the 2, so could be me. My name written down twice.
I mean, honestly, anything's possible with a 3-2 vote.
And Lance, this time when you got back to camp with only 5 people, what did those look like?
It was always someone who was left out. It was a lot of 2-2s since the freaking merge began.
And Serena, what goes through your mind when you see a 2-2 and you're the 1?
Panic? Yeah, I hope I'm just on the right side of the numbers this time again.
And Derek, at this point in the game, there's only 5 of you left. How do you base a vote at this tribal knowing you're so close to the end?
I mean, you have to assess what you think the jury thinks of us, what they respect in a player, what they don't respect in a player. Because their opinions may differ extremely from ours, so it's all about kind of assessing what's to come and adapting to that as soon as possible.
I feel like at this point, fans' favorite, whatever you were, I feel like anything's possible with a 3-2 vote.
All right, we'll get to a vote. Elizabeth, you're up. Angie, you're up. Tally the votes. First vote. Serena. Derek. Serena, that's 2 votes Serena, 1 vote Derek. Derek, we're tied. 2 votes Derek, 2 votes Serena, 1 vote left. The next person voted off of Live to Give Fans vs. Favorites vs. Famous and the 14th member of our jury, Derek. Derek? Sorry.
You know, you came here for a purpose also.
No, yeah.
You know, because your first season, you didn't feel like you got to play the game that you knew you could play.
Yeah.
And you've been showing and proving.
Yeah, I just figured this was honestly the best move for all of us. Because honestly, I just feel like it's anybody's game now. Truly. Yeah, I decided to go for Derek and not tell Elizabeth. I just thought, he came up to me and he was like, I want you in a final 2. We were playing the same game. And I believed him when he said that, but I also believed him when he said we were playing the same game. And if he feels like that, then what are we supposed to do when we get to the final 2 or final 3, whatever it is? And I just feel like now it's more of it, I just feel like everybody has a chance now. We've all made moves. I think this was the best move for me.
It literally, for me, it was that inkling, and when the jury came in and was so excited to see him have an immunity, I was like, that's what needs to be done.
Travel went exactly my way. I can't believe I'm in the final. I can't believe I'm in the final 4. How does that happen? How do I get past 20 other people to get to this point? It's crazy. Everybody heard the claps from the jury and the production. Everybody was rooting for Derek. It wasn't just our perception of him based off of the challenge last night, where people were saying who's the hero of the season? Who are you rooting for to get an idol? People actually were rooting for him. I was rooting for him. If I had been on the jury, I would hope that he would be getting to the end, because he probably would have stolen all the votes. But we got him. I got him first. So
she's just such a sweet person, and I feel she reminds me a lot of myself when I played. So I just don't want it to be But are you guys cool if I talk to her one-on-one?
Yeah, one-on-one.
I mean, she's been playing amazing too.
She has.
It's not like she's just been at the bottom of the rankings or anything. She's in on all the votes. She's made her own decisions and stuff. So I think she's getting a great experience as well. I hope at least as well.
I was not expecting that. I was not in on it, but I can see why it was done. I think it was done because Derek had a really good chance with the jury. I mean, you heard everyone clapping, everyone loved him, so made sense for them to want to take him out now. And it just makes me wonder if that could have been me if I wouldn't have won immunity today.
Because I was going to try to warn her, but
I
didn't get a chance, and I didn't. Yeah, and I didn't know if he had an immunity, so I didn't want to do it and then have her. I have no idea how close they are.
Have her tell him, and
But
then he play it. Yeah.
whatever this goes, the final 4. I just hope I didn't ruin her experience fully.
No, you didn't. No, you did not.
I didn't tell Elizabeth, and right afterwards, she when we walked off, she was I could sense obviously she was upset by it, rightfully so. I'm not invalidating her feelings, that's valid, but so I just don't, I said in previous, I don't want her to get a ruined experience from this. At the end of the day, it is a game, and I understand that. It's just that I know how I was the first time when I played when I was a little bit younger, and I don't want this to be something that she just gets a bad experience from all around.
And she's still here.
No, and it wasn't meant to betray her. It's just he needed to go.
Yeah, and I mean, he told me we were all supposed to vote together. You know, he voted for me, she voted for me. Me and her were gonna vote together. I know we didn't connect, but
this time I'm having such a good time, and I'm meeting new people, and I'm winning challenges, I'm losing challenges, I'm going to wild tribal councils, I'm getting the full experience, and it's been amazing, and I'm not holding anything back. When we let Elaine go, we were all at the tribe, we were all at camp, just bawling our eyes out. That was an emotional experience that I would have last season held back, did everything I could to just hold back those emotions. And even now, Angie's feeling upset for going against Elizabeth in that vote, and when she's crying, I'm crying, and I'm the one that even made it through, so right now I feel great.
He was just, they were telling me that Derek was seriously going to vote me again this time, so that made me nervous because he only brought it last time. And then also, they were saying that he came up to me, and they weren't saying, he came up to me and he was if it's final 2, it's you and me. Let's just get Elizabeth off, she's too sweet. And you're my number one. I'm sorry that I didn't tell you,
No.
like I didn't get a chance.
No, I understand. I see it from your perspective. He was a big threat, as you could tell after everyone was clapping, everyone loved him. He had a good chance with the jury, and I was worried about that. I had promised him earlier on, after a really tough decision, that I wouldn't write his name down, so I knew that I couldn't, and I still wouldn't have because I just needed to keep to that.
No, that's
but
fair.
I understand where you're coming from, and I'm not gonna hold it against you. I'm not gonna.
I just like even outside of the game, I didn't want
Yeah.
this to ruin your experience.
No.
And, like, I don't.
It's the game.
Yeah.
You did what you had to do to save yourself. I see from her perspective why she did it. I mean, obviously it hurts, but at the end of the day, I already knew I wasn't going to write down Derek's name. We had talked about that before, and I think maybe she felt like, I don't know if she felt like me and Derek had a stronger bond than me and her, so maybe she wanted Derek out for that reason. I don't know, but I'm just going to put it in the past. There's no point in trying to, like, dwell in it. I definitely still want to work with you. I'm not gonna. I understand from your perspective why you did that, and I would have had to question the same thing if I didn't have immunity.
Right.
So
No, and like I said, at the end of the day, like I don't regret doing it. I just regret not telling you.
well, no, and it was a good move. I mean, it adds to your resume. That's what you need to do. You have to look out for yourself sometimes, and I don't want you to feel bad about it with me. Like,
Yeah, no, I just.
it's difficult. I know, but
Can I get a?
yes, of course.
When I was talking to Elizabeth afterwards, she basically said that she was cool with it. She understood she couldn't vote him out, but like she understood why I did. And at the she's like, I would still like to work with you. And at the end of the conversation, she said, at the end of the day, this is a good resume builder for you. So I feel like at the end of the day, it's going to be Serena, Lance, and Elizabeth's best move to get me out. I don't see any of them really taking me at this point with what just happened. I really initiated that, so I honestly feel like if I don't win immunity here, I will be going home.
We're good.
Yeah.
I promise.
Like, I'm just more worried about outside the game because, like, honestly,
No.
like, it's anybody's game at this point, but I just, like, think why.
No. This immunity is exactly what I need right now. I think it defines the game for each and every one of us. I honestly think I need it to survive, but I don't want to rule out my relationship with Angie. I feel like I still want to work with her, and I hope she still wants to work with me. And we had talked about me, Angie, and Serena possibly trying to get to the final three together, but I don't know if Serena's trust in me might be lost because of the last couple votes. So I feel like I'm probably at the bottom of the totem pole right now.
All right, are you guys ready to get to your final immunity challenge and reward challenge? First things first, Elizabeth, I will take back the necklace. All right, immunity is back up for grabs as well as $100 to your charity. All right? So this final challenge is called One to Remember, and it will test your memory on the challenges you have competed in all season. You will all start at your base, then make your way to the station that has a question about a challenge from this season. Grab the block that corresponds to what you think the correct answer is. And once you have collected a block from each station, you will then unscramble the letters to form a word, stacking the blocks to spell that word. The first person to stack their tower with the correct word will win final immunity of the season, guaranteed final tribal council. All right, for immunity, a spot in the final three and $100 to your charity. Are we ready? When I say go, 3, 2, 1, go. All right, Elizabeth's starting to unscramble. Everyone unscrambling. Angie looking at Lance, Serena looking at Angie. Lance back out on the course. It is one word. Serena starts stacking.
Check.
Serena thinks she's got it.
Is that a word?
Phenomenal. Serena wins final immunity.
Oh my god.
Guaranteed a spot in the final.
Good job.
I don't even know how I freaking got that.
Good job.
Thank you. How do you even spell that? I don't know.
All right, Serena, sweet irony. Come grab your immunity necklace. Fourth one, I think. All right, Serena's guaranteed a spot in the final three. Serena, here's also your check for $100 for your charity. For the rest of you, Lance, Elizabeth, and Angie, one of you will be the last person voted out of this game and heading to the jury. Grab your stuff, head back to camp.
Oh, should we just break off?
Yeah.
We all truly came into the merge as underdogs. Like, I think we all felt like we didn't have much footing. No matter what happens in this, it's going to be emotional. I think, like, me making that move on Derek with them could either help me get Serena's vote or, like, lose me Serena's vote, depending on how she wants to play it. Obviously, Derek probably knows that I voted for him. With the jury loving Derek so much, there's a chance that he would be pushing for Elizabeth because I voted him out.
How do you feel?
Defeated, but
Yeah,
not
same.
out. That was hard.
I just kept seeing phone.
Yeah. And I just felt brain dead. I was like,
Yeah.
what are all these words? But
I don't have a set mind on who I want to sit with. Angie and I have been working together since the beginning, so ideally it would have to be me, Serena, and Angie, but at the same time it's like I kind of have to be open to other options. Obviously we'll have to talk to them and kind of see what they're thinking. I mean, we talked about trying to take the three girls to the end because that would be cool,
yeah.
but I don't know if she's still...
Again, I don't know if that was just something she was saying
yeah.
So I'm gonna I feel like we're just gonna need to see where they're at. Like, obviously they have been through hell because of us.
Yeah.
So I feel like they're just gonna stick together because of that. So it's probably one of us. I would love to take Elizabeth to the end. Like, I feel like I've said that the whole entire way, but I don't have the power right now. I was talking to Elizabeth about, like, doing Lance together, and then it would just literally come down to them voting either me or Elizabeth, and then if we have to do it again and it's a tie again, me or Elizabeth, if the other person doesn't go. So it's like, do I want to leave it up to chance like that? Like,
how did it let you get here, baby? That's a great story for you to have. Like, you are getting the same placement or better, and that is iconic. How did they let me make it this far too?
They should never let me get past final 10. Being able to win
that challenge that I lost last season was just like redemption arc right there. And now I don't really necessarily have to make this decision. You know, it'd be an honor to lose to any of them, and I can't believe I'm here again, as long as I don't have to split a vote.
Yeah. So I'm just giving you my pitch of my thought process of how I want to do it. If that's okay with you, being that you're safe. I would never put you in like a rock jeopardy if it was, you know, wasn't safe. Yeah. But being that you're safe, I'm willing to take that chance. This is a triumphant moment for her. She set in the final 3 in her original season, and now she's guaranteed to get her placement or higher. That is a phenomenal feat for a returnee. For me, my life is in these girls' hands. It's been a long game. Either I was going to be voted out straight out, or I'm going to go to rocks and hope that the cards are in my side. She should be able to throw me a bone. You know, I feel like we all work so hard to be here. I definitely love a fighting chance, but I feel like, and then if I go home in it, it's no bad blood towards, you know, none of y'all.
I mean, honestly,
it wouldn't be bad blood no matter what, though. I don't want to see you crying at this tribal council either.
I know, I specifically have not cried in front of you in a while.
Did you like ever break down for being 3rd place and having to cast the winning vote?
I mean, yeah. At least I didn't get 0 votes.
Yeah. Internally, I'm at a screaming 8, but externally, I'm giving a 3 because I don't want people to see me sweat. Came into this game with that thought process, like Lance, hide those emotions, hide those emotions, hide those emotions until those cards and those votes come out. And we see how the chips fall. I would be on edge, and I'm putting a lot of trust in Serena at this point to at least throw me a bone to get me to a tie.
Yeah. I genuinely enjoyed playing with you.
No, I had to.
I'm gonna cry again.
No. But then the other thing for her, it would be 2 big moves in a row. Last round was a big move taking out Derek.
Right,
so
and then she gets
I think that solidifies her victory more.
I mean, we can both try to convince
Pitch
her.
that.
Yeah.
I think that's the only way we have it is...
Do you want to like bring up one to her and I'll bring up the other so it's not like bombarding her?
Yeah.
I could do the big move since like we did the big move.
If we can't make it together, I'm glad at least you made it to the final. I wanted at least you or Derek.
Same.
Yeah. This isn't the first time that I'm feeling on the outs of things. Before, I just kind of tried to mend my relationships as best as I could, and I guess maybe that's something I have to do now and try and see if there's a crack anywhere. I can't give up fighting yet.
Yeah, well, let's go talk to Lance as long as we're just wallowing in self-pity over here.
At the end of the day, we all played a really good game.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It just sucks.
No matter who makes it there,
Yeah.
I'm happy with whoever does.
Can I like have like each of y'all one-on-one?
Yeah.
Okay.
What do you want?
Talk to you first and then have to talk to you.
If I'm 4th place, I think I did everything that I said I wanted to do and more. So I feel really good about where I am and where I ended up.
Nothing's like out of my mind yet. Like I feel like it's gonna really be,
You know, of course I want to at least talk to you about the possibility.
loyalties at this point don't mean anything. It's about getting the money for your charity.
I enjoyed this whole process, like no matter like how it shakes out. I really enjoyed this process.
If I had to come back and play it, I'm glad all 3 of you were here to play it with me.
Angie talks about she's undecided at this point, which is understandable because she has to weigh her options. She wants to get to the end just as much as the rest of us, and she wants the best chance at winning this game. In all honesty, sitting with me may not be the best choice for everyone in this game.
I know you're like probably head is all over the place, but I would love to go to the end with you and Lance. Like I'm willing to vote out Elizabeth. Like at this point for me, like I said before, she scares me at the end because she is so sweet. She got to talk to a lot of people. I don't think anybody here has said anything but nice comments about her. I don't really feel like I made that many connections with people, so I would be willing, you, me, and Lance, like, I would love to see that, but
this game is all about trust. Like, you can only trust people so far. Like, you have to assume that they're having these conversations with everybody else. So when you're sitting there freezing in the middle of the night, like about to lose a challenge, like you know you're gonna go into and lose, like the only thing that really can keep you going is your charity. You need to remember what you're here fighting for. It's one person that gets that $6,000 and one charity that goes to. The only thing I can think about is how I can best help my charity.
my charity is my #1 alliance. So I'm so like emotional. I'm not emotional, just like teary, but like you, like honestly.
I don't even know what to say to you right now.
I'm proud of you too. I'm so happy that this was like a better experience this time around for you. So,
Like,
I mean,
I never would have expected this, like in a million years.
with all from the beginning of the game, even though we weren't on the same tribe, I was like always hoping to like meet back up potentially with Angie, and I really would have loved to do the all-girls final three. Elizabeth has voted for me multiple times and shown her loyalty to Derek. Having her have Derek on the jury, that's just another threat for me.
At this point, trying to do what you can to stay in.
So yeah, to make it to the end, like we're so close.
Yeah, at least.
That's what I say. I'm not dwelling on things like however the cookie will crumble. I'm just gonna have to, accept it, and same for whoever. Every action has a consequence. If Serena does make the grand old move and they feel that I'm in the way of them winning, I'll be okay with that. It would sting. Yeah, she got 4 immunity wins. That might not be enough for some people, so she might need to put some moves on her resume that'll get people to see her making a move. So at the end of the day, no matter what conversation she have, I just hope she remember those moments where I was on the right side of the vote with her to ensure that she was not going home.
When I look at the cast this season, I'm like, everyone's so good again.
And then you made it all the way here, so actually you're so good too.
I put your name down twice. I understand.
Yeah, I made it a little tougher on my gung-ho girl thing.
Yeah, I know. I know you're a good player, and it's nothing besides that you're.
No, of course.
If there's a time to do a big flashy move, it would be now. If the jury knows that if I were to turn things around now, they could see that I'm not giving up and that I'm trying my best out here.
At this point, I'm leaning toward voting you.
Okay.
And from my perspective, because of your loyalty to Derek, that could be a huge jury, threat for me.
Yeah.
But I, again, am so proud of your game. I mean, you've been freaking killing it. That's just where I'm leaning right now. And probably will go.
Yeah.
It's okay.
It's okay. It's okay.
I'm so sorry.
No.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, I wish you had won and you could tell me what to do, So for me, I just feel like this is probably my best bet.
Yeah. She was honest about what she feels is best for her game, which makes sense to me. Obviously, I tried to push a little bit, but she's planning on voting me out, but I'm glad she was honest about it.
Me too now, so.
It's hard.
Yeah, I mean, we all fought to be here. We all, did everything we could to. We're in the final 4, so.
I know it sucks.
I mean, honestly, this was kind of what I had to do last time. Elizabeth, I think that she probably has some good connections on the jury. Derek's a good talker. Everybody was rooting for him. He could also sway the jury there. Lance, he's the best to bring with me just based on the fact that maybe the jury doesn't like him.
Serena has all the power because whoever she said she's voting for, the other 2 people are gonna just go for that. At this point in the game, their alliances are done. The only alliance you can have at this point is your charity. There's no way you're gonna be like, oh, I don't think that's a good idea. It breaks my heart because, I truly meant it when I said that I wanted to align with you. But, at the end of the day, if we do Lance and then they do you, and then we do a tie, it's gonna be me. So, I have to think about my charity.
Yeah.
Elizabeth,
no, I get that.
I feel like I screwed up our whole entire game by voting out Derek, so I just don't know.
No.
I'm sorry. I genuinely, I hope you had a good experience.
No, I did. My alliance members did what they needed to do to get further in the game, and I still feel like Angie is a loyal player, and I'm not gonna hold that one vote against her because one thing isn't gonna change my perspective.
I'm impressed. I'm very impressed.
I think myself being in the final tribal would help you.
Okay.
you've noticed, but I don't feel like I'm great with my words at times when I'm being asked questions. Like, I don't know, at Tribal, I feel like I don't give the strongest answers, in all honesty. I also don't feel like I have a way with words as Lance or Angie do. I feel like they're more comfortable. They have a better grasp on the game as a whole. That is a very important part of the final Tribal Council, is being able to answer those questions well. If I can't do that, that just kind of solidifies her chances of winning more. I started watching Survivor like 2 years ago, so I don't even know what questions to expect. I don't think I could talk myself into getting the votes.
I hate to see her cry. I hate knowing that like my vote is what's ending her game, ending her experience. Yeah, I of course feel for her. I feel really bad. I respect you so much and appreciate you so much for, you know, still fighting.
Thank you for giving me that, please. Even if I end up going out now, if I'm not able to save myself, I'm proud of how I played. And I know I was playing with some of the best, and I made it this far, and I wasn't expecting that at all. And I hope that this isn't the end, but if it is, I'm happy with the whole experience.
I'll now bring in the members of our jury. And Derek voted out at your last Tribal Council. All right, well, first and foremost, congratulations on making it to the Final Four. Lance, what does it feel like to at least get to this spot?
Yeah, definitely just making it to the top 4 is definitely a goal of mine. You come in and make small little goals, and you start off with small little milestones, and you add on to those. And this was definitely one of them. And I got one more milestone I want to accomplish.
And so let's talk about at the last Tribal, Derek said that he thought it would be a 3-2 vote. He obviously ended up on the other side of that. Elizabeth, what happened when you got back to camp?
I voted for Serena, so I was on the wrong side of the vote. They made a move, and it was a big move, so they can just add that to their resumes, honestly.
Serena, last season, this was a Final Four challenge,
Yes.
in which you lost,
I did.
but made it to Final Tribal.
Yeah.
And now here, you find yourself winning that same challenge, and now you actually are going to Final Tribal. What's that story kind of feel like to you?
Well, first of all, it was great not to be in torrential downpour rain for that challenge. Obviously, it feels amazing that I even, made it here with them to the Final Four, and then, my redemption in like the hardest word challenge I've ever, had to compete in. I'm proud of everybody here, and I'm, so grateful to make it to the end again.
And Serena, so now that you have immunity, you are in a very big position, as Nicole was last season. What are you doing at this Tribal, or what do you need to do at this Tribal in order to get to the end and win?
Well, for me, it's kind of just, where do the votes lie? If 3 people are together, then, I would also, be in the 3rd position there. And I think that's what it's coming down to.
So Elizabeth, based on how I'm perceiving this, if we're going based on last Tribal, and you said the 3 of them made a move, is Serena inferring that it would be you leaving at this Tribal?
I mean, yeah, we talked about it. Of course, I tried to pitch what I could, but...
So what does it feel like knowing you are so close? You are 1 Tribal away. And it's not over. You're not out of this game. You're at Tribal. You can liven this up. You've got this. You could potentially swing this vote.
I tried to explain why I thought that it would be helpful to have me for Serena's game. I don't feel like I'd be the best answering the questions at the final Tribal, and sometimes that can determine where the votes lie. So you know, having someone that you know isn't going to be better than you at answering those questions and convincing the others, I feel like that's helpful to help, or helpful at least to try and get yourself to win.
Yeah. Angie, so there makes a very good point that Elizabeth made. Is it seems like a simple vote at this tribal if that's how the reality is. What if there's one person that could potentially push a tiebreaker at this tribal and bring us to a tiebreaker challenge? Would that be considered another potential big move?
Yeah, I mean, that would be huge, especially at this point. Like, I feel like really anything can happen. You never truly know until the votes are read.
All right. Serena, you're up.
Elizabeth, such an amazing, sweet girl. It was so fun getting to know you. You should be very proud of your performance.
I understand what's happening and I understand why it's happening, but I guess this is my last chance at possibly staying in this.
I'll tally the votes. I'll read the votes. First vote, Elizabeth. Lance. Elizabeth. That's 2 votes Elizabeth, 1 vote Lance, 1 vote left. The last person to vote off of the list to give fans versus favorites versus famous, and the final member of our jury, Elizabeth. Can you bring me your torch? Elizabeth, Travis Token. Time for you to go. All right, Serena, Angie, Lance, congratulations on making it to the final 3. 15 members of the jury will decide your fate in this game, and 1 person will walk away with $6,000 for your charity. We'll see you in a bit. Head back to camp.
I'm proud. I'm proud of myself, and all of my family and friends will be really proud of how far that I got. I competed for the National Fibromyalgia Association for my grandma who has fibromyalgia. I hope she's really proud of me, and I hope everyone else is too.
Honestly, that was the hardest vote I had to do in this whole entire game. Like, my whole entire plan this whole entire time was just to stick with her until the end. Like, I had to choose my charity over her. That doesn't mean it doesn't hurt. It feels like this is a daydream. It was an amazing cast. Like, everybody here was a fighter, and it's nothing like how I expected it to go. First season, I didn't have a very good experience. I feel like I already won this game before I even got to the final 3. That was my biggest thing. I was like, I just want to go in there. I want to have strong people that I can actually trust, and I did that, and they like stuck with me. And like, unfortunately, I couldn't stick with them at the end. It was to the point where I had to choose my charity over them.
These buns are great.
I said I would be sitting in that final tribal council, pleading my case to that jury. It's a lot going through my mind, not even gonna lie. I've been someone who really been hiding my emotions, because internally this game has really like messed with me a lot. I knew I wanted to work hard. I knew I wanted to raise money for my charity, and I knew I wanted to be crowned the winner. it felt like I was climbing up this ladder, but it was just so slippery that I would fall down 3 more rungs and have to keep climbing. And I see that final tribal council at the end, and I'm just like climbing, and it slips, and I climb. And it just felt like it was a never-ending battle. I know the lanes that you would see on a regular basis, and I know the lanes that I've developed to be over the last couple years. To see the evolution, like, I feel like I've changed so much in such a short time, and I learned a little bit more and more about myself each moment that passed, and each chance I get to experience this.
I never ever thought that I would get all the way to the end again. My primary goal in this game was to have fun, and I think I 100% succeeded in that. I've been having a great time. Even when we were losing, I was having a great time meeting new people. Going back to last season, I definitely was not in this mental state walking into the game. I was like very shy and reserved. This time around, I feel like I've been able to open up again with just like coming in with my expectations low. For me, that's what, you know, allowed me to have the confidence to go out there and, you know, make these blind sides or make these votes. When the sad parts come or when the hard parts come, I'm just thinking about the overall experience and how lucky I am to be here and how lucky I am to be able to be doing this for charity.
My stomach was being weird, so I just felt like I couldn't really do it. I felt like a lot of
Hope Fabulosa is a very small charity in my hometown where we mentor young kids from the tender age of 5 all the way up to university, giving them moments of things they would never get to experience unless we do that for them. From going to a basketball game, football game, taking them camping. I never got to experience summer camp when I was young. If Hope Fabulosa was there for me, maybe I would have been able to do that. And I know the look on their face when I bring home that check. It's just going to mean a lot.
Wildlife Friends Foundation Thailand. So basically they are a rescue and rehabilitation center in Thailand, which I was able to volunteer at back in 2015. Elephants are one of my favorite animals, and they really make it a mission to try to give them the best rest of their life that they can. It's hard to picture what our future on this earth looks like, what the environment looks like. Those animals are not being treated well, they're being abused, and WFFT does whatever they can to, you know, make sure we're keeping the species around that we have and, you know, giving them the life that they deserve to lead.
I'm playing for the Holly Scanlon Foundation in honor of my dad, who passed away with prostate cancer 3 years ago. This whole weekend I just kind of wanted to keep my dad's legacy going. I was 5 years old when he got diagnosed. 13 years is a long time to be doing that. All I ever really knew of him was him being sick and him having a time limit on his life, and yes, we all have a time limit on our lives, but we don't really think about that. So this says Go the Distance. Hercules was his favorite Disney movie. This is the main song from that. 6 months ago I got this in honor of my dad. I'd been going back and forth on it for 3 years, and there's so many people out there that are struggling, and I think now with it being 3 years away, I think a lot of emotions are coming up for me because it was 3 years ago. You try to suppress them, I feel even if you don't really realize it, you try to put them down, and then doing something like this where you're truly trying to think about it to make you stronger. It brings up a lot of stuff that I don't think I've thought about for a good 3 years. The saying in general, go the distance, in every part of your life, and I think especially for my dad, with only knowing him really as being sick, he truly went the distance for us. He always told us, that me and my brother, that he was gonna fight to have as much time with us as possible. It was always getting to that next milestone, just even seeing us go to high school, and then it was seeing my brother graduate high school and then seeing me graduate high school, and constantly getting to that next step. And just that's really just what I tried to do in this game, is just take every minute in every moment and just what can I do in this time, and how can I go the distance to get to that next part and get one step further for my charity.
You know, we don't know the full perception of the jury, so we're, you know, I know me, I'm going into it hoping that the jury is very much so open-minded to hear everyone's thoughts, feelings, and gameplay, because you know, we all worked really hard to be here in some shape or form, so I feel our game should be at least a listen to. I want to sit back and thank everyone who supported me throughout this process. Whether you donated, reposted, anything you did to even get the word out about me playing Live to Give, everything that anyone has done to help me get to this moment. You are what I'm fighting for, and I hope when you sit back and watch this, you'll be proud of the game that Lance played, win, lose, or draw.
Shout out to everybody who's been rooting for Slarina. I appreciate you. I appreciate everybody that has donated to my charity, everybody that's supported me within these past 2 seasons that I've played. And I encourage anybody who's interested in getting an experience similar to Survivor to apply.
I want to thank everybody who supported me in this process, and I truly could not be here without you. I couldn't have done this without knowing that there was people at home that supported me and wanted me to do this for something bigger than just playing for myself.
Final 3, come on in. All right, I'll now bring in the 15 members of our jury. Andrea, Savannah, Daniel, Janicky, Elaine, Megan, Cam, Bergen, Elder, Ryan, Carter, James, Jack, Derek, and Queen Elizabeth the First. Well, Serena, Angie, and Lance, congratulations on making it to the final 3. I hope you guys have prepared for this. You have 15 people that you inadvertently had a hand in voting out of this game. The power now shifts to them. They will be asking you questions, possibly just directing comments, anything like that. So I don't have anything else to say. I'm gonna let them speak, and then at the end I will give you guys a chance to do closing statements after you've heard the jury's voice. Does that make sense? All right, sounds good. So first up are Bergen and Megan together.
So I came here as a favorite. I obviously was in the final 3 for my first season. The way that I capitalized on that was through my relationships. I know a lot of people that are sitting here in front of me, whether that's just in passing, whether we work together as volunteers, whether you volunteered on my season, whether I volunteered on your season. And my goal was to, obviously make new relationships with the people that I could make those relationships with. So that's the way that I capitalize on being a favorite, having those past relationships coming into the game.
So I think for me, it's kind of the exact opposite of that. I am also a favorite, but I knew nobody. I was the only one from season 1, so I didn't have any of those like in-game connections, and even like from different seasons talking, I didn't really have that many connections. So I felt like for me, I wanted to take this favorite off of me as much as possible. I feel like the favorites, like you could easily be a threat just because like they have those connections. So for me, it was just trying to separate from this as much as possible and just make the connections and go with my gut as much as possible and not have this really define me.
Yeah, and I came in this game as a fan. And fan of the game as a whole, from Survivor all the way down from Live to Give. I volunteered on 2 seasons of Live to Give, so I took some of that knowledge of knowing how maybe this competition might run or a way to win this competition. So going into team scenarios, I gave my input most of the time. Also, talking a lot of game with a lot of people about like different Survivor fun facts or different things like that, just finding ways to connect with people on that fan level. I feel like especially during the social and when we got in our initial groups of fans versus favorites versus famous, when I was there, I wanted to be that light. Like, I wasn't 100% on day one dealing with things on my own, but I'm like, hey, I'm in this experience, let's have a good time. So I wanted to be that light for our group, and I feel like just that little small piece will gain a little favor with just a few people, if not everyone. So I just took that aspect of knowing the game and studying the game for so many years and using it in every aspect of the game, and that's ultimately like what got me here.
How are you doing? Good.
My game plan, like I mentioned to begin with, because I had gotten so far in my first season, was to have a good experience, to have fun, to enjoy myself, to meet new people, make new friends, enjoy the challenges, whether win or loss. And I think that ability to take the pressure off myself, what led me to is kind of create more strategies throughout the game.
So for me, I feel like I tried to kind of go off of my season 1 experience, and with that, I really struggled to like make alliances and have people that actually like want to even work with me, let alone like have a good core. So for me, I felt like that was my biggest thing that I wanted to do in here, was to find people that I truly trusted, and like I earned their trust, they earned my trust, and kind of build off of that to create an alliance that way and get out those bigger threats.
My game plan coming into this game at the end of the day was to win. I knew I needed to come in really quick, make those relationships, make people laugh if people want to work with me, build off of those relationships, and have a good time doing it. I feel at times I was knowledgeable of a little bit more information than Serena, so I was able to divvy up information and know when to make moves. Realized that Cam was a really big asset, so I just feel like I had a little more information in this game than Serena to make those moves.
From my point of view, I mean, as far as I wasn't even really working with Lance that much when we first got on tribes together. For me, it was also making the connections
with Angie, with Derek, with Elizabeth, with you even, because you're someone that I really want to work with. And also, you know, the challenges. Winning immunities for me was, I think, key. Getting me here. I obviously have been here before. I should have a giant target on my back, and the fact that sometimes I, you know, didn't have immunity necklace on, and I'm still sitting here, and I didn't even get votes until the final 6. I think that really, like, playing for myself right there in those challenges is, you know, what got me here and what definitely differentiates me from Lance's game.
No, honestly, like, I wish I could say, like, yeah, I was, like, trying to use that as a way to get ahead. The moments that I was vulnerable in this game, I just feel like it was just myself coming out. You know, I wish I could say it was, like, more of a strategic thing, but it was really just me trying to be myself and trying to play for my charity and what I'm playing for. I feel like Elizabeth was one of my biggest allies in this game. Would I have wanted to be sitting with her? Yes, but it just came down to, you know, my ultimate biggest alliance is my charity, so I have to do what gets me here to the end, and that's all that I could have really done at the time.
I think if Derek would have won immunity at Final 5, and if we would have been sitting here, I'm not too sure, because at the end of the day, I don't think we would have been sitting here. It would have been a different task and a luck of the draw, and I'm not sure who would have went home, because it's many times in this game where I thought I could have been an easy target to go home and didn't receive votes. So who knows how the cookie crumbled if Derek would have won immunity.
I think for me, the biggest was when you won. At that point, I was still with you two till the end. Like, I was like, we have this. Like, we literally have this in the bag. Like, let's go. You winning did kind of make me think a little bit. I was like, the jury looked really happy when Derek won that immunity before that. And just, you never really know. I think you played an amazing game. And honestly, I don't think I could have beat you. And I don't think I really started thinking about that until that moment. I think if Derek had won, it would have been just us till the end, I think. I don't think I would have thought about that.
I probably wouldn't be sitting in the final 3, but I think I would have, and also not knowing what the votes that you guys were gonna just vote for me all the other times afterwards, but I think I still would have pushed for the final 3 of me, you, and Matt, sorry, Angie. I'm so sorry. Me, you, and Angie, and I mean, to be honest, I would have flipped on Lance and done whatever I could to make it to at least the final 4, try to convince you guys that it could be us sitting here together, and, you know, take Derek out at that point, because I agree. I told everybody when we did the pulling the names off the thing, like, everybody thought you were the hero of the season. Everybody wanted you to, like, find the idol. So I was like, the jury loves him. I don't know if it's just our perception, but then again, when you got that immunity and people were, like, clapping and really excited, I was like, this guy got to go.
I think for me, my biggest move was that core that I had. So from the very beginning, Megan, I feel like we just really clicked, and also Derek. On our first tribe, I feel like we were good to go. Like we were all set, and I knew that I had Derek and Elizabeth's trust at that point, so I added them.
For me, honestly, it might sound kind of crazy, but I feel like night one, connecting with Bergen and Cam, those relationships pretty much got me through pre-merge. If I hadn't connected with you guys on night one, I mean, we lost so much, and we stuck together for those two tribes. And then when I continued to be with you, Bergen, I needed you so badly in the pre-merge. Like even after the first challenge, like you really helped me. Obviously, I had a tough time with that challenge, and you really kept my confidence up there, made sure that like I didn't feel like I was just like bottom of the barrel there, and I really relied on you throughout the rest of the time when we were on a tribe together. It was really hard to get to the jury phase, but basically if I hadn't made it through the pre-merge, I wouldn't have the opportunity to have won those competitions with my tribes, and then I wouldn't have had the opportunity to win those immunities and save myself and be sitting here right now.
Yeah. And I would have to say that my biggest move in the game would definitely have to be the knowledge that I gained that got me to be able to gather up the people that we needed for that vote at merge. That was a pivotal point for the game. If I sit here and look at the jury, I feel like I easily would have been in one of those spots. Honestly, when I would talk to Angie and Elizabeth and Derek about it, none of them wanted to push a name. And at that point, I was like, hey, I can't afford for Elder to be the first boot of the merge because I needed Elder in this game. We was on original purple and made sure Elder survived that vote. I feel that's one of the pivotal moves for the game, and I feel like that's my biggest move in the game.
Again, congratulations.
Like I said, I've been having a great time, actually, despite losing a lot. And I feel like the moment when me and Jack and Elizabeth won that immunity, like we hadn't really all three ever connected that closely, and it was amazing. Like when Jack came running down the hill and like we all hugged, you know, like so excited to have won that challenge.
Yeah, I think for me, there's a couple of moments that I can think of, but when we were playing that, I forgot what the name of it is, it's been a long week, but like that owl where we like had to throw up the owl and knock it down, like our tribe knew we were gonna lose. Like we went into that, like we were like, oh no, we got that, we knew we were gonna lose. So we kind of went in already defeated a little bit. And then Elaine and Megan and everybody, like slowly, like we just like after we got a little bit of wins, it was still a long shot for us to actually win that, but like in that moment it was like I don't even care that we're going to tribal right now. Like it was just like we were having fun in that moment, and like we were enjoying it. We were losing for so long, but it was just like in that moment it didn't really matter. We were just a team together.
A moment that like literally sticks to me, and I talked about it all the way up and through the end of this game, was original purple. Being on that trial with Elaine made me feel so comfortable in this game from the very beginning. She made me feel like I was her brother from Kentucky. She made me realize, like, Lance, there's no use to be scared of no bobcat running down the woods. It might be an owl here, it might be an owl there. Like, we hearing noises in the camp, Elaine's going towards the noises, we're backing up. Elaine was such a light, and that original, like, purple camaraderie, yes, we were winning, so we didn't have to do the devious things yet, but I just felt that first night, I just felt like that was my most night of fun, and it just gonna stick with me forever, I know.
That is a tough question. I feel like the pressure's on for this one, honestly. I feel like I would do a t-shirt. I think I would just keep it simple, just the front, nothing too fancy for me. Maybe like a bright color, like a bright pink or something like that. For the logo, I think I would do know yourself, know your competition, with like maybe a lock in between.
Yeah, if I had to design a t-shirt, I honestly love this tangerine color, so it would definitely be like orangey tangerine. And the logo would be organized chaos, because I can be a little chaotic in my head sometimes, but it's controlled. And that it just speaks. And it would have like a burst of a sun or like fire in the background, because this season was fiery and hot.
My t-shirt would just say Florina. I came into this game with some, you know, some embers. I just gave it my all and the flames came up and here I am right now. On fire, baby, let's go.
We did it. Holy, we did it.
Love y'all so much.
All right, well, that was a very lively and unexpected final jury segment. What I'm going to do now is I'm going to give each of you a last-minute closing statement that you guys can address to the jury before we get to the final vote.
First of all, I just want to say to the jury, it was amazing playing with each and every one of you, even the ones that I didn't even touch game with. I came into this game wanting to play the game that I know I could play. Survivor has been a dream of mine, and just to have a glimpse of this type of Survivor and play it for an amazing cause, first of all, is enlightening. I gave it my all every round. I literally put forth every effort to make sure I set myself up to be where I am today. And I hope that me giving y'all my answers was enough to be crowned the winner of season 5 of Live to Give. I put my heart, I put my grit, I put my will all into it, even though at many times I had to make tough decisions and cut people that I was working with at certain moments, but it's what I needed to do to be here. And I just hope that you all can appreciate that, and I would really appreciate whatever votes I do receive. Thank y'all.
So I think for me going in, I pretty much knew that as far as challenges, the only ones that I could possibly win were like ones that you had to like get into your head and just like keep on going forward and keep on like ensuring yourself, like having that stamina to keep on going forward. Other than that, challenges are not really my thing, if you couldn't really pick that up. So I feel like I really had to focus on my social game, which scared me going in because obviously season 1 I did not have a very strong one. So for me, my whole game plan was just to find people that I really connected with, give them as much trust as they needed to feel good, and then get that trust back from them. And then try to just build off of that and know that, I mean, at the end of the day, I had 2 votes, I believe, at the end, and one of them was a self-vote. I am happy with that. And just a side note, when you get 24 people together that want to play for a charity and have a charity that they feel that strongly about, you're gonna get an amazing group of people in there. So like outside of the game, just in general, you guys are all just amazing people, and I'm proud of all of us. I feel like we are all fighters here. We're here to fight. And I just couldn't be more thankful to be with you guys in this journey.
Thank you guys so much. You're an awesome cast. Shout out pre-jury. I've had the most amazing experience, even though this is my second time around. Way better than the first even. For me, coming in here, the pressure was off. I didn't really have to worry anymore about, you know, whether I let my charity down, whether I let my friends down or my family down. I just came here to have a great time, have the best experience possible without that pressure. I had the confidence to, you know, really push my social game, make as many connections as I could that, you know, I thought would bring me further into the game. And also, you know, the challenge aspect, I really sucked at some of those beginning ones, but you know, I won 2 challenges that I had lost previously. Like I said, I came in here kind of like with smoldering embers, but I really like pushed myself to be the best that I could and have the best experience for myself and give my charity the best opportunity to, you know, raise as much money as I could. So thank you guys so much, and thank you, production.
Awesome. All right. So, well, thank you, Serena, Angie, and Lance, for your closing statements. We will now get to the $6,000 vote. Andrea, you're up.
I actually changed my vote from the answers tonight. Serena, you really proved how much you were doing in the game and how competitive you were, and you owned your game, which I asked for at the very beginning. So.
I hope you're proud of making it to the end. You deserve it. You get it. You get the job. From me, anyway.
Angie, my girl, you played the game of your life. I'm gonna give you my vote. I couldn't be prouder of you.
Great game. I wish I could cast 2 votes, actually.
She really went out of her way to make me feel included in conversations, and that really showed me that her t-shirt for Jinky Incorporated, know yourself, know your competition, with that subtle hint of that key. I think she was a key player in this game, and I knew coming in she was a wild card. Everyone underestimated her. So for that reason, you are the winner in my book, season 5.
All 3 of you played amazing games in your own, each unique, individual way.
For the last time, I will go tally the votes. All right, Lance, Angie, Serena, jury, thank you for a great season. I just want to say a couple things before I read the votes. There's something super powerful about this season. 5 years ago, we just threw a bunch of people together. Claire, Alex, so many people just in a backyard for 10 hours. And it didn't hit me till last night to see like how far it's really come. There was something about it that next year in season 2 that just brought us back. And then time after time, I just see so much power in numbers, and there's just so many people to thank. I think after this season, I don't have my numbers correct, but this event has raised a total of like $160,000 for charity, and it's all because of you guys. There's a lot of thanks I want to give. I want to give thanks to my admin team. We write this out year after year, And this wouldn't be possible without them, the volunteers, everyone that has stayed here all weekend and put in tireless effort running around almost just as much as you guys have to film this event and put this on to capture your journeys, your stories. I want to thank Cross Services for partnering with us. I want to thank our sponsors. I want to thank my parents. I want to thank the donors. There's so many people that make this happen. It's easy when you're so involved in the game to like be so focused, but there is actually so much that goes on behind this. Our video editors. I'm just very grateful that you guys believe in this, and it just started with the tiny seed. You can really do anything you set your mind to, no matter how old or how young you are. Megan taught me that in high school. I am going to get to the votes now. Serena, Angie, Lance. There are 16 votes in this urn. I will read the votes. First vote, Serena. Lance. It's 1 vote Serena, 1 vote Lance. Angie. It's 1 vote Serena, 1 vote Lance, 1 vote Angie. Serena. Blorina. It's 2 votes Serena, 1 vote Lance, 1 vote Angie. Angie. Circle message, Angie. Send message. That's 2 votes Angie, 2 votes Serena, 1 vote Lance. Serena. That's 3 votes Serena, 1 vote Lance, 2 votes Angie. Angie, we're tied. 3 votes Angie, 3 votes Serena, 1 vote Lance. Angie, that's 4 votes Angie, 3 votes Serena, 1 vote Lance. Angie, that's 5 votes Angie, 3 votes Serena, 1 vote Lance. Angie, that's 6 votes Angie, 3 votes Serena, 1 vote Lance. Angie, that's 7 votes Angie, 3 votes Serena, 1 vote Lance. The winner of Live to Give fans versus favorite. On behalf of Cross Services, here is a $6,300 check to the Holly Scranton Foundation. Yes, congratulations.
That's all I wanted. Thank you guys. Thank you.
That's a wrap.
No, I can't tell you good. Vote for Lance. I made a connection with you right off the rip, and I see you. You have played great, and I hope you're proud of making it to the end. You deserve it. You get it. You get the job. From me, anyway.
Congrats. No, that was perfect.
You tugged at my heartstrings, and I'm gonna throw a vote your way. Good luck.
I actually changed my vote from the answers tonight. Serena, you really proved how much you were doing in the game and how competitive you were, and you owned your game, which I asked for at the very beginning. So
You did it again. You got my vote. And I'm just as proud to cast it for you to win again. So, great game. I wish I could cast 2 votes, actually.
I'm so proud of you. You got me when you said, I am my charity's biggest ally. And it's true. every single one of us are. So good job.
Coming from where you were in season 1 to where you are now was an incredible storyline, and I think that you did an incredible job. You played an incredible game. I hope that you win. You've got my vote.
Angie, I'm voting for you because I personally feel like you did the best way that you could between the other two to get to the final. And you're the one that ate dog food, so that's like an automatic win.
I know how much this means to you, and you played seriously the most perfect game of God. And I think you would be the perfect representative for fans' favorites. Famous, but mainly favorites, you know. Yeah, we're the favorites. Congratulations, you played the best game. Your answers at this last final tribal were spot on, clear, concise, and you played this game amazing.
Angie, you played a hell of a game. I had a blast playing with you, and no doubt you deserve this.
Easiest sport in the game. You played really well. Congrats.
What a roller coaster. I fell off the roller coaster, you managed to stay on. You played a great game, underrated game in my opinion. The relationship we experienced together throughout the game warrants my vote. Congratulations.
The growth that you have shown from season 1 is truly inspiring, and I am so happy that I got to win this game with you those past 4 days. Congratulations.
I voted for Angie because I think she really led the game in a different way. Not really winning immunity, she made it this far. No idols, nothing. So I felt like she had the strongest game in my opinion from what I had seen being around everyone throughout the game.
You are the winner in my book. Season 5.
You are so determined, one of the most determined people I know. You had a meticulous game plan. You, from the very beginning, you followed it even though you had a lot of curveballs thrown at you and you had to do a lot of things that were really uncomfortable for you and outside of your character. But you were able to do them and carry it off with people still liking you.